Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 12 of the 21 days of tapping and affirmations. Good morning. You made it to day 12. I want you to give yourself a high five, a hug, a moment of recognition because you have already succeeded more than most. And that's what we're going to start off talking about today is what to do when we start off with something strong and then we don't follow through. Or we start off with something strong and then our momentum peters out and we get back into the same cycle of doing things like we did them before. So today's affirmation is going to help with that. And today's affirmation is, I choose to stay committed to this path. And this is really powerful because whatever path you're on, whether that's healing your body, healing your relationships, building a business, healing your money story, it's natural that you're going to have moments where you want to quit, where you don't show up, where you take a day off, and then you make up a story about it and all the things. And so we're going to shift this. If you're feeling this at all, we're going to shift this today and dive into this affirmation that I choose to stay committed to this path, whatever the path is for you. And I want to, before we dive into the tapping, talk a bit about this. So I actually had a message from somebody, and I'm so glad that she reached out about it. And she said, I started off really excited and feeling really good. And then I missed a couple days and I got behind, and now I'm feeling like I just want to give up. And she's like, why is that happening? And this is similar to when people start going to the gym, right? And it's very common in the new year. You start off strong and excited. I'm going to do this. I'm going to commit to myself. And then, you get a week or two in, you miss a day turns into a week turns into a month, and so on. And from my perspective, why this happens is because you are changing your identity. You're going from the person you used to be to the person you're becoming. And in that shift in identity, you hit these days where you don't want to do it. And for me, when I'm in a tapping perspective, this is a upper limit, a subconscious block, because there's a part of you that doesn't feel safe expanding out of the norm, out of the usual, out of your regular routine into the unknown. You're becoming someone new. So if and when that happens, come to this tapping session today and just pick up wherever we are, wherever you left off. The 21 days is structured so that you can either join live or you can stay day by day if you want. There's really no rules. It's just a matter of breaking that old identity and building a new one by showing up and being consistent. So let's dive in. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, everyone. Hi, Linda. Hi, Jen. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Alita. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Jamie. Feel free to share in the chat if you feel this at all. I can see some of the comments. Oh, there they are. Yeah, you've been having these feelings lately. Like, does this stuff even work? All good. I'm glad you're here, Jamie. Yeah, so why is that? Why are you having that feeling? So looking at why am I having this feeling? Because there is a change happening within you and you are being asked to do things differently. So there's one thing to show up every day and do the tapping, and then it's another to start implementing on your ideas. And this is the other spot you might show up, right? Like, I show up to all the calls, but am I following through on my word? And that's where I'm hitting my upper limit. Okay, so I'm committed. I choose to stay committed to this path, whatever your path is, healing your body, healing your relationships, building a business. Let's dive in and tap today. All right, closing your eyes, rolling your shoulders up and back, connecting to your breath. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And setting aside anything you were doing before this and anything you'll go to after this. Creating space just for you to really commit to the path that you're on. I choose to stay committed to this path. I invite you to say this out loud or to yourself in your head. I choose to stay committed to this path. And you might look around and say, there's not as many people as when we started, but I'm here. I choose to stay committed to this path. What is that path for you? Path to your healing, the path to your love, the path to your millions. I choose to stay committed to this path. And as you say this to yourself, I want you to notice the inner chatter that's showing up. And whatever that inner chatter is, like maybe I should just quit, or this is never gonna work, or I'm already behind, whatever it is. Just giving yourself a moment to notice what your inner chatter is, and the part of you that wants to give up, the part of you that wants to quit. We all have this. And just notice if that's anywhere in your body. Where's the resistance to implementing? Where's the resistance to staying on the path in your body? All right, so when you're ready, let's dive in. We're gonna tap on the side of the hand and say, even though I have some resistance to staying committed and doing what I said I was going to do, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I always start things strong, I often hit this moment of resistance. And it shows up in different ways. And I love and accept myself anyway. Even though there's an inner critic in my mind trying to convince me to quit. I love and accept myself anyway. And I acknowledge this part of me now. Top of the head. There is a critical voice in the back of my mind. Eyebrow point saying, I should just quit. Side of the eye. Everything I want hasn't happened by now. Underneath the eye, I'm never going to get it. Underneath the nose, I should just quit. Underneath the mouth, this is too hard. Collarbone point, maybe we should start something else instead. Underneath the arms, all this resistance. Underneath the chest, it's showing up right now. Wrist point, I can feel it in my body. Top of the head, and maybe instead of being critical with myself, eyebrow point, I can be curious instead. All right, so take a deep breath and notice what the resistance, how it's showing up for you. So things like, maybe I should start something new instead. That's a form of resistance. For me, my resistance right now is, it's like a ping pong ball on the back of my head. It's like going back and forth. Like, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. And so instead of being like mad at myself or critical with myself, I get curious. So being curious versus critical with our emotions, with our habits, and going, interesting, this is actually a moment of magic. This is when the new you is being born. You're ping-ponging back and forth between the old and new, old and new. And your habit or your old behavior might have been to quit. I'm just going to quit. Everything I wanted didn't manifest in 12 days, and I'm just going to quit. Let me tell you, it's not going to manifest in 12 days. Sometimes it does, but not always, because you are building a new version of yourself right now. And so you showing up, even if you're like, I don't even know if the tapping is working, you are building a new habit, you're building a new belief and a new version of yourself in this moment. So for me, I'm in it too. Right now, I'm really working on an aspect of my business with my messaging, and I really don't want to do it. And I'm like, I'll just learn breath work. Like, that's what I started doing on the weekend. Instead of just writing the messaging I need to do, I'm like, I'll just learn a new skill. And it's like fascinating. There's a part of me that's really resistant right now. I'm going to have curiosity versus criticism. And I can learn breath work if I want, but I'm still going to hold myself accountable to doing what I said I was going to do. And that's when the new version of me is born every single time. It's like when you don't want to go to the gym, but you show up anyway, boom, a new version of you was just born today. The days you don't want to do it, the days you don't want to be there, are the days that you become someone new. So let's tune in again to where it is in your body. The resistance to staying committed to your path, your healing, your manifestations, whatever it is. Where is that in your body now? How high is it on a scale of 0 to 10? Yeah, people questioning you. Yeah, you're doing a project right now, and I'm doing a podcast project, and it's, don't reach out to the big podcast because it's not a good use of time, because they're not likely to give me space because I'm not even an author yet, or some other reason. I'm going to do it anyway, but I feel sad. Yeah, okay, great. Like getting really specific. Like, oh yeah, there's the inner critic is telling me, don't do it. It's a waste of time. It's not going to work anyway. Interesting. Interesting. What part of myself is coming up today? Oh, a very critical, judgmental part of self. And I honor the part of me that feels sad about this. Okay, so let's tap again on the side of the hand. Thank you so much for sharing. I can't see any comments on Facebook yet, but I will read them after. Let's say, even though there's moments like this that feel really hard, and it would be easier to quit. That is the behavior of the old me. And I am changing that today. Even though it's really uncomfortable. And I don't want to do it. And things like perfectionism pop up. Like if I didn't do it perfectly, I might as well not do it at all. And I love and accept myself anyway. Even though the things I have to do are often quite simple. There's some resistance showing up. It's making it feel hard. And I love and accept myself anyway. Let's go to the top of the head and say, there's a part of me that is tempted to quit. Eyebrow point, the old version of me, side of the eye, is showing up right now underneath the eye to keep me where I'm at. Underneath the nose to keep me safe. Underneath the mouth and keep me playing small. Collarbone point, and that's okay. Underneath the arms, I acknowledge this part of me now. Underneath the chest and its desire to keep me safe. Wrist point, but something is happening today. Top of the head, something is happening today that's never happened before. Eyebrow point, I am choosing to stay committed to this path. Side of the eye, I am choosing to show up underneath the eye when I don't want to. Underneath the nose, and this is the moment. Underneath the mouth, a new version of me is born. All right. So take a breath. This is a magical moment, and I know it might not feel that way. It might feel like a ton of resistance and really hard. This is the magical moment where this has never happened before. A new version of me is being born. The version of me that's being born is a woman who does what she says she's going to do. A woman who stays committed to herself. A woman that follows through. And for me, I really went through this the last 6 months of last year. And there were many days I didn't want to do the simplest things. One of the things for me is I write down my daily 5 every day. Is write daily 5 things I do every day, move, read, write my goals, post, and reach out to 5 people. There's days I didn't want to write that, let alone do it. And I said to myself, well, that's old Jackie didn't like doing that. New Jackie does it no matter what. And that has created so much power, so much momentum for me because I am not moving whether I feel like it or not. I'm not negotiating with my feelings. I am creating a new version of me, and I'm choosing to stay committed to this path even when it's uncomfortable, and I'm choosing to be kind to myself in those moments of discomfort versus critical. Like, oh, I knew you wouldn't do this. I knew you couldn't follow through. I knew blah, 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 whatever the inner critic is saying. Now, I can give you a voice. I can let you out, but there's something is happening that's never happened before. There's a new version of me being born right now, today. So, who is that new you? Who is that new you now? This is what we're going to tap into for this last round. I choose to stay committed to this path because a new me is born now, and the new me is. So the new me has nailed her messaging. The new me has built new sales systems. The new me has completed the new systems that she's building. That is the new me now. And the joy in it is whatever the outcome you're going for, whether it's to heal your body, to find love, to make more money. My spiritual mentor reminded me this week, it's not about the end goal. It's about who you become in the process. The money, the love, everything else is the byproduct of who you've become. So let's do this one last round together, tapping on the side of the hand. And say, even though I could choose to quit today, I choose to stay committed instead. And this is a really big deal. I'm really proud of myself. Especially because this is uncomfortable. It would be so much easier to quit. But I made a promise to myself. I choose to stay committed to this path. And even though I may not be clear on what the next step is for me, I choose to stay committed to this path because there is a version of me being born right here, right now, in this very moment. Top of the head. Why does it have to be so uncomfortable? Eyebrow point. It should always be fun. Side of the eye. It should be fun to become someone new. Underneath the eye. It should be fun to build my dreams. Underneath the nose. It should be fun to heal my body. Underneath the mouth. And manifest love. Collarbone point. But the truth is, it's not always fun. Underneath the arms. Sometimes it's really, really hard. Underneath the chest. But I choose to stay committed to this path anyway. Wrist point. I choose to be kind instead of critical with myself. Top of the head. And I declare that something is happening right here, right now. Eyebrow point. That has never happened before. Side of the eye. A new version of me is being born. Underneath the eye. I choose to stay committed to this path. All right. So take a deep breath. A healthier version of you is being born in this moment. A wealthier version of you is being born in this moment. A happier version of you is being born in this moment. A whatever it is, a more loving version of you is being born in this moment. A $1 million version of you is being born in this moment. It is these moments where greatness is shifted. And the fact that you're here watching this right now, this is a huge breakthrough. I mean, you can see it on the numbers, right? Day 1, there's like 50 people. Day 12, there's like 10, 15, 20 people. There are not everybody follows through. But the fact that you're here is revolutionary. You are choosing to stay committed to this path, even in the moments you're not clear. I'm in that right now. I'm like, this is hard. I'm not super clear. Like, I'm usually really clear and really confident, and I want to just avoid it. But no, a new version of me is being born. And I choose to lean in versus lean out And that is where the magic is made. So hopefully this was helpful. Come back to this one as much as you need. I look forward to hearing your comments. You're so welcome. And where is that resistance in your body now? So the resistance to staying on the path, where is it in my body? How high is it on a scale of 0 to 10? And what is it about? So you can do your own tapping around this. What is this resistance about? Why is there a part of me that wants me to quit right now? And asking that question, why is there a part of me that wants to quit right now? What does it have to say? There's a part of me that wants to quit right now because this feels too hard. Oh, I had a perception that it's supposed to be fun and easy every single day. If you're building something great, whether that's a healthier body, a deeply amazing relationship, a big business, it is not fun and amazing every single day because you are challenged to face parts of you that need healing. And that's what's happening in this moment. So I love you. I'm celebrating you so big. Choose to stay committed to this path. And when I do, magic happens. Miracles are born. We'll see you back here tomorrow, everyone. Oh, I have one other thing. I am going to do something special for this group. So I offer, it's usually I only do this inside tapping school, but I'm going to offer it here. I do connection calls. So they're 15-minute calls with me. If you want to take your next step on your tapping journey, you're ready to commit to that. These connection calls I'm going to open them up to this group. So you're going to see that in the Facebook group. There's an opportunity to book this month with me. They're short 15-minute calls so that you can have any of your questions answered and join us for the rest of the year in the space that feels right for you. So you can take a look in the Facebook group for that. You're welcome. Okay, everyone. Bye for now. Have a great day.